Welcome back to the big story that we are tracking, the vote for Delhi, the battle for Delhi, capital showdown. Now, if you have any questions, remember you can tweet us on Ask Rajdeep hashtag or capital showdown as the hashtag. One of those questions, Manisha, is that you are going on about voter turnout. Someone is asking us, how important really is turnout? Is turnout a critical factor in an election as tightly contested as this, where about 12 seats are 1,500 votes or less?
Absolutely. Very, very critical. And as you know, Delhi has smaller number of seats in its constituency. The number of seats that are won or lost by smaller margins are far too many. And the fact that, you know, the poor definitely are asserting themselves. So that puts the pressure across classes to be able to come out and exercise their vote. Otherwise, this could be a city that could go the way that they don't want it to go.
No, but let's be clear. In general, the theory in India is, unlike in the West, the poorer you are, the more likely you are to vote. In the US, it's just the opposite. The wealthier you are, the more you're likely to vote. So is there a sense that a higher voter turnout for you will be advantage up, or is a lower voter turnout advantage up? And would the BJP benefit from a higher voter turnout? Who benefits from a higher voter turnout in general?
See, there's no hard theory, but in India, even in the last elections, a higher voter turnout, you know, the voting time was extended. For the last assembly elections, voting went on till wee hours of the evening. So definitely that in that election, a higher voter turnout had gone in favor of AAP. In this election too, I hold my neck out and say that a higher voter turnout from amongst the poor is likely to be an advantage to the Aam Aadmi Party. So unless we see that an across the board higher turnout happens, then we would be even Steven, and it could be a tightly fought race. But at this moment, I do feel that a higher voter turnout, which in effect means a higher voter turnout of the poor, could be an advantage for the Aam Aadmi Party.
So you're saying a higher voter turnout will be advantage up. Jyoti, do you agree with that? Higher voter turnout?
I absolutely agree. And remember, Rajdeep, it's the poor who stayed with Arvind Kejriwal even after he sort of the appellation was that he was a bhagoda, or he ran away after 49 days, because person after person that you spoke to said that the police stopped taking bribes, that the water mafia was coming under control, that the electricity linesman was no longer taking the money, that he was no longer demanding money of you. So their stake in Delhi has always been so high, and their expectations of Arvind Kejriwal were quite high at the time.
I take the point. I take the point that when you're saying, therefore, that the poorer groups are where the Aam Aadmi Party expects the strongest support. But what about the middle class? Because the flip, you know, let's look at what happened between December 2013 and this election. There was an election also in April, May of 2014, where the BJP swept 60 of the 70 Vidhan Sabha segments. So something changed. I mean,
I think we just have to stand away a little bit and also look at what the Aam Aadmi Party did in 49 days, what they are talking about in their manifesto now. And I think on a scale of 10, the Aam Aadmi Party would be like 6 in implementing their manifesto, whereas other parties would be about 2. So I think you have to, I mean, they take their manifesto seriously. What does their manifesto say? The manifesto, oddly enough, reaches out to, that's what struck me most, reaches out to the trader class. It says that I will bring down VAT. Traders in Delhi will be very happy if VAT is brought down.
But this is the same group that went with Narendra Modi. Let's be clear. The trader community strongly went with Narendra Modi. As Manisha pointed out, Dalit groups went with Narendra Modi in the Lok Sabha election. Are we seeing a complete, if Manisha is saying it true, a disconnect between Lok Sabha and Vidhan Sabha? That the issues, the manifestos, the localization of elections is what is happening at the moment in Delhi.
Well, it does happen like that. And if you, I mean, every election is a different election.
Let me just hear Sonia Gandhi. Oh, she's not going to speak? Okay, Sonia Gandhi doesn't speak. The reporters, they're mainly trying to ask her a question, but she just put her hand up, she's voted and walked out. Yes.
Just look at the last election in Rajasthan. Okay, we've just completed the municipal election, local bodies election in Rajasthan yesterday.
And it's been a very tight contest.
Precisely. And what was the result in the Lok Sabha elections?
That's right. That's right. You're absolutely right. In fact, one of my news persons was telling me that Rajasthan only yesterday, local body elections, tight race between BJP. It's almost been evenly split between the BJP and the Congress. But in the Vidhan Sabha and Lok Sabha, the BJP had swept Rajasthan. Are we seeing the municipalization or the localization of an election in Delhi? Is that what has made this such a tight contest in the national capital?